An audio check. This is a quick audio check. Hi, Terry here, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 5 of Times Gone Tech. Yes, and I have got my heavy Dragoon with me, loaded, carrying it around. Actually, I think tomorrow is the big day, so we're going to try it out and see if it shoots. So be sure and stick around for that. But in the meantime, let me set this off to the side. And today, I'm going to be finishing up my short little video series here on shooting stance effect on accuracy. So we've done the dueling stance, we've done the Bisley, which I keep pronouncing Bisbee because that's how I've always heard it, but it is Bisley stance. And the last video I did 2 point and shoot, both from the hip and then at eye level. So today I'm going to be looking at a modern stance, which is the Weaver, or some people call it the triangle, some people call it the isosceles triangle. But basically all that is, let me adjust my camera here so you can see it better. What I'm going to do is I'll face the target. In this case, it might be here. I'll face the target and feet about shoulders width apart, okay? And then we take a two-handed stance aimed at the target. And the whole point of this is that I keep my shoulders and elbows straight with the target. So I've got here a triangle. I'm forming a triangle between the gun and my two shoulders. And then also I'm forming a triangle between the gun and my 2 feet. And some people lean forward, some people squat down and lean into it, others take more of a straight, some people will put 1 foot more in front of the other. It's all just variations of the Weaver stance. Now, I'm not going to bore you with who came up with this stance or how long it's been around or anything. Obviously, it was a guy named Weaver who gets credit for it. It is a relatively recent invention, and it's a combat-oriented stance. Now, the pros to it primarily is that it gives you a very solid, stable platform with which to shoot. You got your feet firmly planted, you got your weight balanced, you're leaning into the recoil, you got your gun up, or you can use either eye, either left or right-handed. You got your arms with your shoulders straight, and that gives you a good solid platform for shooting. And it's supposedly very accurate. Now, the drawback to it is it's a very solid, stable stance. Now, even though this type of stance is preferred by military and police to this day, you're really kind of stuck where you're at. You know, you can't really move around fast. In my opinion, anyway, this is just not a good way to try and move through a building or any kind of a combat situation. Others disagree with me, obviously. It is a very popular stance, and I'm going to try it out today on that target. Now, the 2 ways of using this Weaver stance is one, which I'll be doing first, is to take your time and aim, which apparently most of the time I'm better at point and shoot, and that's the other way to do it. And with the point and shoot method, again, I will just focus my eyes on the target and then just bring the firearm, the handgun, up into my line of sight and pull the trigger without taking the time to aim. So I'm using kind of an instinctive or a muscle memory kind of thing there. I'm focusing on the target. I'm bringing the gun up into my line of sight and pulling the trigger, just like I did the last time with the one-handed. And that will finish up my shooting stance left-handed. Then I've got to come back in the future and do everything right-handed. Take a break and I'll come back and do that. And I won't have to do all this yakety yak because I've already done it. So I can just do one video and just go through the different shooting styles, and then we can just add it all up and see how it goes. So let me get my ears in. Okay, so here we are, 6 rounds, Weaver stance, taking my time, aiming. That was not a misfire. The cylinder did not turn, which happens sometimes. That was a misfire. Cap in the way. Another one. Well, that's no good. Doesn't look like there's a cap in the way. Gonna have to break this down, have a look at it. Let me show you what's going on here. When I put it on full cock, see that? It should not be doing that on full cock. So a cap's got down in there and jammed it up somehow. Okay, so I got to take it apart. See what's going on. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and here's the problem. This is the locking pin spring inside the gun, and as you can see, it broke. And that's what the problem was. And this is an ongoing problem with Piettas. I thought they had resolved the issue because I haven't had this happen to me in probably 10 years, but used to, like way back in the past when they first started making black powder revolvers. The first thing you did when you bought a Pietta was you replaced that spring because it was going to break, very likely to. So what we would do is use either a piece of piano wire, or lacking anything else, I would just take a paper clip and just bend that into shape and then heat treat it, make it a little springy, and that would work just fine. Fortunately, these days I keep a spare kit. I keep all the spare parts on hand. So, back to it. Get my ears in. Huh. Amazing how much better it works when all the parts are intact. So let's go have a look. Okay, get my ears out. So not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 shots right there altogether. That's a pretty good little self-defense group for about 30 feet, I guess I was this time. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so now I'm going to reload. I'm going to come back, and we're going to do the point and shoot. Another audio check, just another quick audio check. Okay, reloaded and back. And as far as that broken spring goes, in all fairness, we can't blame that on this being a cap and ball revolver. Maybe blame it on Pietta, if you want, who made it. Like I said, that used to be a real problem of theirs. I had hoped that they had fixed it, but it seems like it's always that cylinder locking pin spring that breaks. So anything can break, and no matter what kind of a firearm you own, even in your car, you should keep some spare parts and repair tools on hand. Okay, now I'm going to do 6 rounds, Weaver stance, point and shoot. Cap fell off. See, most people would edit these out so you never see it happening. Okay, so I'll have to come back and redo that one. And that we can blame on it being cap and ball. Let me show you what's going on here. See that cap right there? It loosened up, it went off to the side, and it's jammed on there. It's not fired. This round hasn't fired. But yeah, that cap, I'm gonna have to get a pair of needle nose pliers, pull that off, replace it, and then shoot it. But let's go look at the target. Did you ever have one of those days where everything starts out really great, you know, it's all blue skies and sunshine, and then as the shooting, I even dropped my earplug, as the shooting progresses, everything just kind of turns to doo-doo, turns to kangaroo poop. Yeah. Actually, this wasn't too bad though. So here we are, here. Then I got a couple in here. So not as good as aiming. Got 5 rounds. If this was a silhouette target, that's a wound. That's down here on the hip, maybe. Shoulder, maybe. And then these are all heart, lung hits. So all kills, except that one might have been a kill, maybe. You know, the head would be up here, remember? Yeah, and then, of course, that wouldn't do the guy any good. He wouldn't be doing any jumping jacks for a while, but doubtful it would kill him today. Back then, it might from an infection. But these are kills even today, I think, unless you could get to a hospital like really fast. So, what can we conclude from all this? Well, it seems that shooting stance for even an average shooter does make a difference. I've learned that I'm best with the Weaver stance, which I was used to doing using the dueling stance. So I'm going to be doing more of the Weaver from now on. And I've learned that I'm also better at point and shoot than I am with either the dueling or the Bisley. Even though I only used the Bisley twice, let's be fair and say it's at least as accurate as the dueling, and we can say the dueling is at least as inaccurate as I am with the Bisley. So they're about the same. And I've shot the dueling stance a lot more than I have the Bisley, only twice. So I might pick that Bisley, you know, I might pick my accuracy up with that Bisley. I can keep practicing it, but not bad at about 30 feet with the Weaver aiming. Again, point and shoot, got a little more variation. Just pulled that one off. A little more variation, but still a reasonably tight group. Not bad. If I'd had one more to fire, I know for a fact I would have put it right there. If I'd fired that 6th round, a dollar to a donut, that's where it would have gone, right there. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you. I appreciate every one of you. And if you haven't, I encourage you to do so. Please click on that subscribe, notification, like, and share buttons. Helps me out a lot. Don't cost you anything. Keeps this channel on the air. So subscribe if you haven't. If you have, thank you. See you next time.